back to the channel. Well, I figure it's been pretty much a year since I had my major tank crash because of a failed heater that got stuck on the on position. I figured now that I've come up on the 1 year mark, maybe it was time to do an update video to show everyone just how the tank has come along in the past year as I attempt to recover from the crash. So let's take a look. Okay. Well, to start with, I will say the tank looks like a day and night difference from the way it looked last year. In fact, as I come up closer on here, you can see I've got several acropora colonies that are now back in the tank and doing fairly well, actually. And a good amount of this is due to some generous donations of corals from my son-in-law, the coral connoisseur, as his handle is. But here you can see the forest fire Montipora digitata. It's growing fine. And my no-name green acropora colony is doing great, and we got Tang's photobombing. I have here what I think is a Cookie Monster acropora that I picked up, and it's really starting to take off. In fact, it's at the point now, move Tang, where it's going to be starting a little bit of warfare with the forest fire digitata. And there's my rural grammar in the back. It's funny, I noticed last night he sleeps up in this forest fire digitata. He just wedges himself up in there. Another acropora that was donated to me. This green one has really taken off. And more forest fire here. And several, again, acropora that, well, some of them I've purchased, others, again, were donated, that are starting to take off. In fact, in the back there, though it doesn't show up really well on camera, is a blue Oregon tort that I just picked up a couple nights ago. And it's doing okay so far, but it's only been a couple of nights. Come down here, I have what is my flower pot or garden, Goniopora garden, I'll get it right, that has really taken off, where I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That may be a Goniopora, but it also may be a Bernardpora. Matter of fact, I'm seeing that sweeper tentacle out, which makes me think, okay, this is a Bernardpora. It's the more belligerent member of that family. There's also an Alveopora back there that I've had growing for, I'm not sure how long, at least a year, or close to a year, I think. In the back, though, I don't know how well, okay, it's focusing. I've got a Cycloceras fungia plate coral. I've been wanting one of those for the longest time, and finally picked up one at a frag swap when I went to that fish place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And this is the Worldwide Corals Yellow Tip Austera acropora colony that was donated to me. And it's funny, this was maybe a quarter of its size that it currently is when I got it. This is a really fast growing acropora. Also have the red robin acropora and a dog that wants to bark. Rocco, please. That's really taken off. And a donated colony of Walt Disney back there. That seems to be doing okay. I have here another donated coral. It's a woody woodpecker from Pieces of the Ocean in New York. And here's another one that I picked up from Pieces of the Ocean recently. During that time, I also stepped back into soft corals a little bit with this gorgonian here. Excuse me, that is probably tripled, maybe even quadrupled in size. I also have back here plating Montipora, or I think it's a naughty, N-A-U-T-I, Montipora that's spiraling and it's really taken off. And I don't really know what this Montipora is, but it's an encrusting one, and it's doing a whole lot of encrusting. The Duncans are doing fine. They weathered the crash fine. This is a donated piece of Manila Spy Montipora. I can't remember the actual genus. It starts with a C, but I found out yesterday and I've forgotten that quickly. Along with a tricolor Veleta that came from Pieces of the Ocean as well. I have what is this? Carolina Reaper Acropora back there, along with a small piece of Anacropora that I picked up at a frag swap not too long ago. That's doing great. This Favia is really spreading out. In fact, it was growing all up on the glass here, and I guess within the last month or so, I ended up just scraping it off because I got tired of seeing it. But nonetheless, it's doing great. The acans, or Micromusa lords, to be pedantic, are doing great. Although my newest fish here, the copper band, I haven't caught him red-handed, but I'm almost certain he's been taking little bites out of the acans periodically, because I'll see it shriveled up, and I know these copper bands may develop a tendency to pick at that particular coral. But again, innocent until proven guilty, but I'll keep my eye on me either way. And here's the main part of that Anacropora frag that I got, that I broke a couple of pieces off accidentally. Now, tank for the most part is doing great now. It's stable. My only issue is these horrible things right here. Aptasia. Admittedly, the Aptasia is a lot, it's better than it was before, but nonetheless, I just want to get rid of them, and that's why Mr. Copperband is in the tank. Because I've tried several things trying to get them gone, but it's just been a really slow process. And that's a Montipora palawanensis back there. That's a rare branching form of it that I picked up also at a frag swap. But as a whole, I would say the tank is doing pretty good now after such a discouraging incident as of that crash. Even the xenia on the back wall are going crazy again. So I'll just make sure to keep an eye on the equipment to make sure that I'm aware of anything that might possibly be going wrong that would affect the tank in such a catastrophic way. But again, like I said, tank's doing great. You know, I'm doing periodic live streams of the tank just to kind of show the growth or whatever. But I guess that's pretty much all I had to say. And you know, as always, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel to follow this journey, giving a like, leaving a comment. Again, I appreciate it if you stuck with me this far. My name is Ed. Thanks for watching, and take care.
young and we are